welcome back to Cheese and Turtles. My name's Imogen. In today's video, I'm sharing how to become a determined person. If you are not already subscribed, be sure to do that. Give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's get started. Now, people have told me that I am determined, and sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. And I have also had a lot of friends and, people around me, like role models, that I have seen be determined people. So determination is kind of a hot topic for me because it's something that I really aspire to, and it's something that I look for in friends and role models, and it's something that I've tried to practice myself, with varying degrees of success. Like, I have bad days too. But I wanted to share what I've learned about determination because I hope that it will help you become a more determined person if that is what you are looking to do, which, given that you clicked on this video, is probably a given. Anyway, I said given too many times. Let's start. Number one, this seems to be kind of obvious, but I'm mentioning it anyway. Get back up, okay? Always be relentless. There is no point in getting knocked down and lying there and being like, oh no, poor me, and not getting back up again, okay? Now, obviously, sometimes you need a break and sometimes you need to wallow for a bit and be like, oh no, poor me, and I've definitely done that. Definitely, like so many times. But in the end, okay, eventually, after you have mourned that getting knocked down, you need to get back up always, okay? You will not fail if you are relentless, okay? You need to get back up, and it might be difficult, and I know I have been there. I have been knocked down loads and loads and loads of times, but you need to get back up always and be relentless, on these goals. And these should be goals that obviously only affect you. You need to be relentless, okay? You need to be super consistent, and if you keep trying, I'll give you an example, okay? So I used to be very bad at maths, and I used to be, when I was in my mid-teens, I once got 16% on a maths test. I failed it so badly, okay? So badly. And I was crying. I was like, I'm never going to understand this. This sucks so bad. I feel really stupid. And 2 years later, 2.5 years later, I think, certainly less than 3 years later, I came top of my year in maths A-level at school, and I got 96.5% across both of my maths A-level papers. Now, I'm not telling you this to brag, well, maybe a little bit. I'm telling you this because I was not clever, okay? I was not clever, but I was relentless. I was absolutely relentless. I did every single practice test I could get my hands on. I did all of the practice questions. I got up at 5 a.m. every single day, pretty much, for 2 years to study, and predominantly studied maths, okay? Because that was my weakest subject, and I turned it into my strongest subject. And I always tell this story because when someone asks me about determination, this is the story that most often comes to mind because I am not clever, okay? I will tell this to anyone who asks. I am not clever. I am not smart. The reason I am a nerd is because I have a huge curiosity about things, and I am not clever in the slightest, okay? I just work my ass off, genuinely. I just study until it goes into my brain, and I am not clever at all, okay? But I am relentless. So there's a little story about being relentless. Being relentless will get you a lot further than being naturally talented but lazy. I've seen this in other people, not just myself. So I've seen other people who maybe had a mid-level of talent, but they were absolutely bonkers determined, and they would just go after their goal with a sort of Terminator level of determination. They were robotic about it almost, and that will get you to where you need to be. I am sorry to sound like broken record, but be relentless. You basically cannot fail if you just keep going. Right. Okay, I went on a rant there. Point number 2, learn to schedule breaks, okay? I know I told you to be relentless, but it's really important to be relentless in a way that mitigates your burnout risk, okay? Because if you are being relentless without breaks, you are going to burn out and you are going to not be able to be relentless, okay? I learned this very much the hard way, but you need to be able to stop and then get back up. Like I mentioned in the previous thing, you need to be able to say, right, I'm burned out, I need a break, but in 10 minutes or in a day or after this week's holiday, I'm going to get back up and I'm going to start being relentless about this goal again. And this is a planned, a scheduled break in order to make sure that I don't burn out. And then you are disciplined and you stick to it, okay? Again, this takes practice, but learn to schedule breaks before your body schedules them for you, because I've been in that spot where my body scheduled them for me and it's not fun. I got super burned out and couldn't do anything and my brain was mush. Don't be like me, schedule your breaks. Number 3, get angry. We are often taught, especially as women I think, but we are often taught in general that anger is a bad emotion, and it can be. If you direct it towards other people, who, especially who don't deserve it, it can be destructive, but anger can also be a fantastic tool. I once got so pissed off at myself that I went to the library and I studied for 10 hours straight, and I actually that was a very productive day, but I was just so pissed. You can channel that energy into studying, into building something, into working out, whatever it is. Anger is powerful and it is a really, really strong emotion, and you can use it to do amazing things, okay? So don't think that your anger is necessarily destructive. You can use it to make something very constructive because it's a very intense form of energy. So get angry, become determined through your anger. If you're angry about something in your life that's not going right, use that anger and go fix it. Number 4, try it a different way, okay? Sometimes when we are super determined, we often feel like we are bashing our heads against a brick wall, and I've definitely been there. And sometimes what you need to do is take a step back and look for the door, because I can be someone who gets hyper-focused and I can't see the wood for the trees. And if I have been able to learn to take a step back, if I had been able to learn to take a step back and actually look for the door, I would have saved myself a lot of time, several years. Anyway, I'm learning this now, but try it a different way. Look at the problem from a lot of different angles, maybe ask for help, maybe ask other people how they've done it, maybe watch a YouTube tutorial if it's something that there are tutorials about and it's the internet, so there probably is. Try it a different way, okay? Your one way of doing it might not be the best or most efficient way to do it, so be open to correction, okay? Be humble that your way might not be the best way, and try it a different way. On that point, don't be afraid to seek help. I used to be hyper-independent. Oh, who the hell am I kidding? I am still hyper-independent. I am slightly better, very minusculely better. Is that a word? I guess it is now. Don't be afraid to seek help. Okay, it can genuinely speed up your learning process so much. Yes, you should be independent, and yes, you should try your best by yourself. But if it is not working, try it a different way. Don't be afraid to seek help. Done is better than perfect. You've heard this one before. I'm putting it in the video anyway, just as a reminder. But if you are getting something done, you are achieving that goal, you do not need to perfect it, okay? You can be happy that it is done. Goal achieved, okay? And if you want to be super determined, then sometimes you need to be okay with getting through the thing. All right, get through the thing. The thing does not have to be perfect, it has to be done. And sometimes when we're determined, you can feel yourself burning out and you're like, I'm done, but I could make it perfect and burn out, or I could stop and be done and not burn out. Stop and be done and don't burn out. The thing is done, okay? The thing is done. And finally, I know I just said done is better than perfect, but done at all costs. Okay, not at all costs, obviously not at the cost of your own safety or mental health or sanity, but at all reasonable costs, done, okay? Because I am one of these people who, like I said, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I will be like, oh, I need to push this and push this and push this until it's the best it could possibly be. And sure, that's fine, but if you are that kind of person, it can be really helpful to look at something as just being done, okay? Did you do it? Yes. If you didn't do it, keep going until you've done it. Don't try and make it the pinnacle of human achievements. Get it done. Just get it done, okay? And once it's done, it's done. So that is how to become a determined person. If you are not already subscribed, be sure to do that. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram, and I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.